We are ninjas, we are turtles, we are heroes, sing our song. We are ninjas, we are brothers, we're united and we're strong. We are ninjas, we are turtles, we are heroes, and this is our song. Are you ready? Let's go.
The Legend of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Part 1, Chapter 48, Faulty. Written and performed by Joseph Chambers and based on the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle comic books created by Kevin Eastman and Peter Laird. Right, first off, Leonardo snapped, you have no right to talk to me like that. Secondly, this has nothing to do with you. And thirdly, if you and April had been just a little bit faster with your search, maybe we would have had another lead or something for the police. So you cannot talk as if you're perfect. Can you please stop finding fault where there is none? It's like you expect the moon on a string. Donatello sighed. Raph felt his blood pressure rising and his hands clench into fists. He carefully picked up his size up off the kitchen counter where he had left them the previous night. Leo, you don't seem to be getting the fact that we are not perfect and make mistakes into your thick, pathetic skull. Raph grunted aggressively. Leonardo observed the data that his brother had just picked up his weapons and looked on the verge of being homicidal. Put those down before you do something you regret, Leo said sternly. No, go on, Raph. He's just insulting us now. You may as well, Donatello tempted. Raph's face hardened and he threw his left leg back, so he produced a stern martial arts stance. He held his size upwards by their handles. Say sorry, and I won't make you look like you just fell off a cliff. Bring it on, brother, if you think you're tough enough, Leo dared. Donatello sat on the sofa, preparing to play spectator to his brothers and wishing he had some popcorn. With a noticeable lack of a bow of respect, the petty conflict began. Raphael soared at his smaller in stature opponent like an out-of-control nuclear missile and began to try and take him down by bending his left leg round his brother's and lodging his knee into the back of his brother's knee. This backfired as Leonardo kicked his brother in the ankle and doing so sent him to the floor. When Raph didn't move for a few seconds, Leo thought that his brother might be badly injured and leant down to help him, finding out too late that he was overplaying the injury and being savagely beaten with the end of Raph's sai. Leo forced Raph's arms in opposite directions with a double block and then rammed his foot straight into Raph's jaw. Then, whilst his brother was down, he put one foot on Raph's shell and yelled, Don't make me scar your other cheek! Master Splinter crept up behind the three squabbling boys and shouted, Yummy! Leo and Raph's hearts skipped a beat and Donatello physically jumped in his seat. You know, I told myself this morning, Splinter, why don't you treat yourself to a nice relaxing cup of tea whilst reading the newspaper? And I go to do so when a great clamour occurs. At first, I ignore it, but apparently you desperately want my attention, so here I am. What is the problem? Nothing important, Father, Leo said, eyes on the cold, hard floor. Clearly not, so I will ask again. What is the problem? Nothing you need to concern yourself with, Dad, Donatello said. I won't go away. I'm happy to stand here all day and keep asking, what's the problem? What's the problem? What's the problem? What's the problem? Okay, Raph sounded exasperated. Leo is a dork. Not true. Anything else? Master Splinter commented. Nobody cares what I have to say. If I am the leader, why are people not taking on board my opinions and following my orders? Leonardo sulked. Ah, there is a fine line between a leader and a dictator, Splinter said mystically. Take the tater out of that word and that sums up Leo, Raph chuckled. Take the smile off your face, and that pretty much sums up what I'm about to do, Leo snarled, stepping towards his brother. Nobody is doing anything else, thank you, Master Splinter commanded, stepping between the two of them masterfully. Meanwhile, Michelangelo was already getting well acquainted with Lobo. I don't get it. We all want the same thing. Why can't we just get along? Mikey moaned. He was sat on his bed cross-legged, patting Lobo with one hand and resting his head on his other fist. It's like we all have the right bits, but we haven't created the right object with them. We're a faulty team. Lobo affectionately rubbed his head against Michelangelo's knee, and Michelangelo took this to mean that the dog agreed with him. The following Sunday, the Turtles and April met up again for training. The lair usually had a warm and welcoming atmosphere, but that morning was a complete polar opposite. April had put her hand on the keypad to enter the lair. It recognised her and the door clunked open, as Donnie had recently logged her handprint onto the system. Usually, just before training, she heard chattering from the dojo where the brothers were lined up. They typically talked for a while before beginning their sessions, whether it be about what they'd been up to in the past week, TV or movies, what the session would entail, the shredder, or how good April was getting, or what she could improve on. However, that morning a pin could have been dropped anywhere in that room and it would have been heard because it was so deafeningly quiet. Nothing disturbed the absoluteness of the cold, unforgiving environment. Is everyone all right? You seem a bit quiet, April said tentatively. Nobody moved or answered for a few seconds, and then Mikey said to April, How are you? I'll be better when I find out why you're not talking to each other. Ask Raphael, Leonardo grunted loudly. Will you stop treating me like a kid? Raph grumbled. Well, stop acting like one and I might consider it, Leo snapped back. Oh, you're both acting like children, Donatello added, rolling his eyes. It has been like this all week, Michelangelo sang to April. Shut up, Mikey! His three brothers erupted in chorus.